The boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no we never walk alone. We dominate, the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one, and one for all. Pass a new, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. You can hear the fucking spring in my voice. Last night was fucking brilliant. We smashed the bastards out the park. They had 10 minutes of the game, and that's all we let them have. Oh my, what a performance. It was just unbelievable. Every single man on the pitch was brilliant. I don't even know where to begin. There's so much to talk about and just smile about and laugh at Everton about. What's your overall feeling about the game, Jay?
Just delighted. I hate them. I fucking hate them more than any other set of human beings on the planet. They're fucking horrible. And to do that to them in their own back garden, to sing their manager's name in their own back garden when they're getting off after 20 minutes was an absolute fucking delight. I'm made up. My voice has gone from the celebrating and that. I had me dad on chairs in the Hotel Anfield. It was brilliant. The old buzz around the club again is back, and you can't beat winning a derby. There's nothing like it, but we didn't give them a fucking chance. Well, we give them the one goal that they didn't deserve. It was against the run of play. They had that, and then it was just a piss take. It was a piss take. It's not even funny taking the piss out of them anymore.
Oh no, it is.
We just knew it, didn't
we? Yeah, we did know it. You're right, absolutely right. What's your feelings on the game, Neil? Besides utter delight.
Oh, just absolutely buzzing. It was a mad sort of 24 hours leading up to the game with the disgusting vandalising of Anfield. And I actually spoke to one of the cleaners at the ground, and they were scrubbing all that off. It's actually damaged a lot of the photos of family members and stuff that are not here anymore. So, to be honest with you, I was well wound up for the game. Like Jay just said, these are horrible, horrible, horrible fans. I mean, I'm getting videos as we speak sent to me right now of the bitterness, and any set of fans that leave their team after 19 minutes are a disgrace. And I tell you something now, I cannot believe that this football club even wants trophies, because they don't deserve them for the way they act. So, mate, the performance was absolutely outstanding. Every single player on the pitch was an 8 out of 10 minimum. I actually thought Henderson should have been man of the match, because I thought he was absolutely incredible. All right, yeah. We know most scores every game. So we kind of expect it with him. But I'm telling you, this guy, and I keep saying this, has always been compared not good enough for Liverpool because he's not Steven Gerrard. Now, he isn't Steven Gerrard, he's Jordan Henderson. But he is now playing like a Steven Gerrard. He is everywhere. He's all over the pitch. He's passing second to none. And he's now adding goals to his game as well. That finish was unbelievable. I actually was jumping over my desk and nearly flattened Craig. Because I've always been a Henderson supporter. I always have. I've always loved him in terms of his. What do you say? You get a 9 out of 10 in terms of energy out of him all the time. He's never ever scared of asking for the ball. Plus, he was a Kenny Dalglish signing, so I'm absolutely buzzing. And I'm glad we did this podcast literally straight at it. While you still got the buzz in you, because honestly, it was just one of the best games, and it was scary. Because I like Alan McCoy's commentary. I really do like Alan McCoy as a commentator with the guy they do on Amazon. And he hits the nail on the head. Anybody, I don't care if it was Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, that first 20 minutes, we could have been 3 or 4-0 up. And Everton, they just couldn't cope with us. So, yeah, absolutely buzzing, mate. What a game. What a game on the night.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like you say, Ali McCoy said it best. Any team you put in front of us when we're playing like that, still in first gear, in my opinion, as well. We haven't really come out of it yet. But any team you put in front of us when we're playing like that, they're getting absolutely blown away. Let's start from the start of it. And, Henderson with the goal, like you say, fantastic finish. His weak foot as well, although you could argue he doesn't really have a weak foot. I put it on Twitter today and did get a little bit of stick for it. So I'll ask you both the question. I believe right now Jordan Henderson is the best midfielder in the Premier League at the moment. Not saying
without a doubt,
but right now he is the best midfielder.
To be honest with you, this is going to sound biased, but it's not. I think he's been the best for the last 18 months. You name a better central midfielder in the Premier League than him at the moment. I'm waiting for it.
I think the only one who comes close is
De Bruyne is always
going to be De Bruyne.
He's always injured. This is what I mean. It's 3-4 months.
Thing that does my head in with De Bruyne, and one of the analysers said it on the last game. When Henderson plays passes, doesn't get commented on. If it's De Bruyne or it's Messi, they're fucking all over it. But Henderson's doing it week in, week out now, and nothing's getting mentioned about it. He's fucking phenomenal. That ball when we against Man United, fit one touch right out of his path, straight through to Salah. Unbelievable.
And then again last night.
No disrespect, but you don't get the energy from De Bruyne. De Bruyne is he's playing in a Man City team. For God's sake, anyone that plays in the central midfield of Man City, they get the ball 75% of the time. They're just passing the balls about. It's like playing in a Sunday league game for them most of the time. But for Liverpool, he's not just a great passer of the ball. He's everywhere. I mean, he's absolutely everywhere. He's right back, left back. Could De Bruyne play centre back for a few games like he did last year in the 18 months? No. This is why I'm saying he's the best. And Pogba has 4 or 5 good games a season. De Bruyne has a couple of great ones, and then he has 3 months injured. So I just basically believe that if he carries on the way he is carrying on now, he won't just be the best centre midfielder in the Premier League, he'll be the best in Europe.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree, and obviously I don't disagree. I think a lot of people were pointing out saying, Thiago and Fabinho, obviously they rate them higher than Henderson. But for me, I think what sets Henderson aside is he can do their jobs just as well as they can, but they couldn't do his job the way he does it, and that's what sets him apart for me.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with it. I think he just doesn't get enough accolades. Yeah, Henderson. I can't remember what I was going to say now, mate.
We were just obviously saying, Henderson is just he's head and shoulders right now above anyone else, and he took his goal fantastic. And then, like you said, Jay, the passing is second to none. I think he's both said it. That pass for Salah for the second goal, it was absolutely perfect for it. Any other player on the end of that, and he's probably overhit it. But the speed of Salah makes it a great pass.
I actually love the third replay of his goal. The one from behind the goal. No, not behind the goal, behind Henderson, where you could just see the bend on it, the way it curled in. I mean, like I say again, he's always going to be. Well, for years he was always compared to Stevie, but I mean, I think even Stevie now must be. I'd love to be a fly on the wall and just watch Gerrard's face when he's watching him. Sometimes I bet he's thinking, "Wow, this man's top of his game now." Because if you can improve your game as much as he has in the last 2 years, he's gone from being a really aggressive, hard-working, tireless midfielder to now a really aggressive, hard-working, tireless midfielder with assists and goals. And it's like he's adding everything now. So his market value, I know he's 31, but I say he's priceless. I wouldn't actually sell him for any amount of money. I wouldn't.
It's his passion as well. You'd swear he was a Scouser. He plays for that spirit like any other Scouse lads have ever done. You look at Carragher and Gerrard and now Trent and even Curtis Jones. Everything's different, but the derby for him is just like a local lad, and I don't think you can buy that. You just can't buy it.
You know what? He's one of the people. I met him when I worked at Anfield when he's mural, and then the mural that was done for him.
Yeah.
The fan corner from Anfield. And it was literally the first few weeks of the pandemic. So you can imagine these players are literally like, no, don't go up to people, don't hug people, don't do anything like that. He didn't care. He literally walked straight through everybody. He was saying hello to the kids. He was like having photos with them, and the Liverpool staff were having a go at him. Don't stop the supporters. No, you can't do that. The pandemic. He goes, no, shut up, mate. I'm not going to let this little kid down. And he was signing everything. He's literally, and even on the way back to the ground, I was walking back, so I was on the dinner break. I was walking back to the ground with him, and I was saying, how you doing? He had a knee injury. Remember, his knee was injured before he lifted the Prem, wasn't it? He had a bad knee. And he was just like, yeah, it's getting there. It's a bit swollen. So he talks to you like he's one of your mates going down to the pub. So I'm one of his biggest fans, because a lot of the players can be really stuck up, but Hendo isn't. And that's because he comes from a working class council estate area in Sunderland, and he has not changed one bit.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that was one of the only positives of last season with the pandemic, no fans and stuff like that. Is you truly heard Henderson all game, even when he wasn't playing. He was on the sideline, he was still shouting, and I think that opened a lot of people's eyes about what he brings to the team. So I say I think that was one of the very few positives of that pandemic era in the Premier League. But he's just phenomenal. He's like I said, he's on a completely different level to anyone at the moment. He's just fucking. I'd marry him tomorrow.
I'd say in the spine of the team, his first name on the team sheet.
Absolutely.
You're gonna say Alisson, Van Dijk. You say Henderson. I know I love Fabinho. Fabinho was outstanding as well yesterday.
Yeah.
Just with the tackle. But I'd say it'd be that. If you were to pick your first three players to play for Liverpool, I'd say Alisson, Van Dijk. First four, sorry. Alisson, Van Dijk, Hendo, and Salah would be my first four, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Like I say, second goal was Hendo's work again. Thiago, I think, done a good bit of work actually, just poking the ball out to Henderson with a bit of a crowded area. But the pass from Henderson was sublime. And then the finish is exactly what we expect from Salah. Pickford actually helped him a lot with the finish. For some reason, he was going further and further to his right.
Yeah, he
or to his left, rather, wasn't it?
Yeah, stepped away from. He should have made the space smaller, but he made it bigger.
Yeah,
which was fucking bizarre. But even that, I think, put two keepers in that goal where he placed it. It's a fucking phenomenal finish. Even the Evertonians were fucking roaring before he even hit the ball.
And then he started walking out to 19 minutes, classy as ever with the wall pushing gestures.
I couldn't believe that. I mean, I couldn't believe that. I put on social media earlier today that I was at Stoke away when we were 5-0 down at half time and it finished 6-1. Still never left the stadium. I remember when we played Aston Villa 7-2. I mean, what makes you leave your football club 19 minutes into a derby and it's only 2-0? It's just, it beggars belief, that was.
They'll argue that they know what the outcome's going to be, but even that, they're the most toxic set of fans you'll ever come across. If you're 2-0 down against anyone in world football, whatever team you are, you get behind your team and you back them and you support them and you sing for them. They boo their own fucking members of staff and their own team, and it's fucking lunacy. I've never known anything like it. They think they're old from football, and because they had 5 good years in the 80s, and they're old absolutely fuck all. Neil Satters and Issy Optimum, not put the best, means fuck all. They're absolutely shite.
And what's all this community club? What, that fucking spray paints Anfield and rats all over our stadium and fucking all? How's that community based? It's a load of bollocks. You want to go, you want to go down to County Road half the time. Half of them are all pissing about in their they've got like a community centre outside the ground. They're all bombing stones at cars. They're all little bastards. Honestly, it just does my head in. No, they are. It's just honestly, it does my head in now. They keep saying we're the People's Club. How is the People's Club a set of fans that can't even back their own players, their own staff, and their own management? And it's like Thierry Henry was trying to say it last night in a kind way. You ain't Everton of the 1980s anymore. So why do you still think you've got a divine right to win a trophy? You know, Newcastle fans, they're pissing loyal. They won't leave after 19 minutes. And that's why, and that's what does my head in. They think they've had it bad, Everton. They've been finishing in the top 10 for the last 10 years most of the time. And I reckon that is about as best as it gets for them.
Well, that's what I've said to them. I said to them, today, you're on par with Aston Villa and Newcastle and teams like that. And I don't know why you think you're superior to teams like that. Because you're
harsh on Villa. I just want to point out.
Go on, what?
Harsh on Villa. They've got a European Cup.
If you're a footballer in January and you've got the likes of Villa, West Ham, Palace, Wolves, Watford coming in for you and Everton, the last place you're going to go is Everton because it's the most fucking toxic stadium on the planet. You wouldn't go there for any amount of money. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah. Obviously, last time we were expecting Rafa to be sacked this time today. But Neil, you pointed out that Mashiri was on the radio earlier today.
I listen to the morning shows that I always do because I have football on constantly. I'm a little bit of a nutter when it comes to football. And basically, Mashiri made a statement this morning stating that, and I agree with everything he said, to be honest with you, because that's the problem with Everton. They keep chopping and changing too much. Like Jay's just said, that toxic fan base shouldn't have a voice because all their voices is toxic. And what Mashiri's come out today and said is, Rafa is a great manager. Rafa has not had any of my money yet, which he hasn't. It's 1.6 million. I reckon Lee Salford has spent more than that. So, I know it's embarrassing. So, and it's not his team yet, really. He's brought in 3 transfer players for Rafa to have to go through that. I actually felt sorry for him a little bit yesterday because he doesn't want to lose any game of football. He's a manager first, and he loves Liverpool, but that's in the back of his mind. He wanted to win that game yesterday. So Mashiri's come out and said, Rafa's staying. I'm going to back him. Managers need time. And, you got Ken Wright and all. Did you see the videos of Ken Wright and all that getting abused and all that? I mean, I just think to myself, I feel sorry for Rafa. He deserves better, in my opinion, than being at that club.
Oh, yeah, he does, absolutely.
I just think it's a location decision, isn't it? It's a location.
Yeah,
if he got given the option to fucking go to Tranmere,
he should have gone to Tranmere or even FC Liverpool if Ando ever goes.
That wouldn't be too bad, would it? No, do you ever feel sorry for them because they are? I think that regardless of what Mashiri said, I think eventually, if he loses a few more games, the fans, as you said, the fans are trying to get on the pitch and that. He's going to be getting death threats and stuff. They're fucking horrible.
I called that, didn't I? I called that in the last podcast. I said that would happen.
They've already tried to target his house and got the wrong fucking house because the brain's dead. So he has got to be careful because they've done it before. They fucking battered one of their ex-managers, didn't he? In the 80s, in 70s or 80s. He'd just come out of an art operation and they fucking done him in outside the stadium because he subbed a player or something like that. But yeah, they've been doing it since the 70s and 80s. They're a horrible group of fans. Not all of them, but they'll say anything they can to try and rile us up, whether it's about Hillsborough, Heysel, and then they go in the same breath, oh, we stand with you and that. We've had it today on Twitter.
Just going to say, yeah, we have.
We stand side by side with you over Hillsborough, but then you go and sing Always the Victim, which is not about Heysel, it's about Hillsborough. So, yeah, shower of bastards, but they're getting what they deserve. They've got a shit football club with a pipe dream of this fucking boss stadium. You've got to own it. He doesn't spend his own money. He has to earn it before he spends it. He was the same at Arsenal. And you've got a shit football team. The only thing going for them is they've got an half-decent manager who eventually will fuck off anyway.
Well, even the stadium, I'm hearing they're not paying for themselves. I think the city are paying for half of that as well, from what I read. I mean,
well, apparently the council, it all fell through because something happened with Joe Anderson. Meant to be John Dealings. So apparently the council are no longer backing it. So that's where their spending money's gone. They've got no spending money because they've got to fund the stadium now. Oh, anyway, fuck them rats.
Yeah, fuck them rats.
Yeah, like, fuck them. The scum, the vile, the horrible, and we're better than them. That's all that matters. Yeah, we let them into it, though, at the end of that first half. The goal, to be honest, like you said before, Jay, was against the run of play, but it did kind of, they actually worked it all right. Pulled, I think it was Matt about the position, opened up the gap. It was one of them. They broke through us once and scored. But then they done nothing after it. Second half, we took control again. And then Seamus Coleman, the greatest right back who's ever lived, if you ask any Everton fan, forgot how to play football and let Mo Salah in. And again, great finish. I'd be pissed off if I was an Everton fan that went in, to be honest, because I think Pickford got majority of his hand to the ball and it still somehow went in. So I'm made up like, but you disagree with that though, don't you, Jay?
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant finish. I think it reminds me of Michael Owens against Arsenal in the FA Cup 2001. It's just that, it's that whisker a bit too far for the keeper to get a full hand on, and he's directed into the net. But the whole run, it was like Man United. Winning the ball on the halfway line, you've still got a hell of a lot of work to do. And I can't believe that the Everton play didn't bring him down. Cannot believe for the life of me they didn't bring him down. Yeah. Just to save face. But yeah, absolutely brilliant run, brilliant finish. In regards to Everton's goal, it was against the run of play. Bit concerning that our defence was split again, and Alisson should have had it. But
I don't know if this was in his mind. You know, you said there, Jay, that he should have brought him down. I don't know if you've seen the previous night Newcastle's game, because I watched that, and Kieran Clark literally did exactly that. After 8 minutes, the lads threw on goal, and he just dragged him straight to the ground, gets a red card, and it cost Newcastle the win. So I just think that might have been in the back of his head. I bet he thought, oh no, because it was only 2-0. That's 3-1, wasn't it, at the time?
Yeah, it was 2-1 at that point.
Yeah. So I bet he thought, oh no, if I pull him down, and we could still get back in. So maybe that was in his mind, because that's all I can think. But yeah, I would have took him out Sunday League style if it's me.
That's it. You kind of
didn't he? Still had a lot to do. Again, you would expect your keeper to come out and do something more. somehow
he made this, but he made the space bigger for him again, which is why he hasn't got a full hand to it. Because don't forget, if he jumps like an inch to the side, that's a full half an arm that he can't get to it because his arms are that short. So it's one of them. I think, I don't know, yeah, you want to see that shit outside the players, I think sometimes, especially in a derby. If it was the other way around and, Richarlison's through on goal and Robertson's chasing him, I want Robertson to fully fucking scissor him and bring him down and get a red card. Make it worth it. I want to see that shit outside.
Rob, I think you named the best candidate there. I think Robertson clearly would.
Him or Milner, they're the only two that would do it.
Yeah.
But Milner would fucking give him a few kicks on the floor and everything, stand on his head.
just going on to Milner, I said this when he came on yesterday. I said that's probably got to be the greatest, alongside Matip, the greatest free and McAllister, the greatest free transfer in Premier League. I mean, to bring him on, he's like a pack, like just pure muscle, veins come through his arms. He's got about 1,000. It feels like 1,000 games. I don't know how many it is. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of the Premier League. To just be able to clock, to be able to say to him, go on there, dictate the tempo, slow the game down, win us some free kicks, bring on that experience is such a great wild card. And do you know what? If he is still that fit, keep giving him a year contract. I don't understand why.
Absolutely.
Age is just the number. If he can still outrun our whole squad, there's no problem.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Probably agree, lad.
And I think he's always been an underrated player. I remember years ago when he was like at Villa and City, and I could never understand why he was getting picked for England and why City were playing him all the time. I was watching him, thinking not properly, but I was just watching him. I was thinking, you're fucking shite, you. And then it's only since he's joined us that I've gone, yeah, you're fucking unbelievable.
What you see when you focus on the game, you see everything he does, and so I don't think you'll see a player in the Premier League like him ever again.
No,
the way he's so versatile, so strong, fucking he can do everything. He can play everywhere, and he's class.
Utter class. Very surprised he didn't get a yellow card. That's normally his go-to, wasn't it? It used to be Lucas, now it's Milner. I said to my dad when he was coming on, I went, how long before do you reckon he gets a yellow card? I was like, I'm going to say 12 minutes. But it never happened. I was devastated. Yeah, he was great as always when he come on. Ox again looked lively when he come on. I know we didn't get a lot of time. It was just perfect all around. That fourth goal from Jota, I didn't even understand what he'd done at first. It was that good. I was like, I didn't even celebrate. I just sort of went, what the fucking hell did he just do?
I was in complete awe of it. Everyone was going ballistic at me, and I was stood like that, looking at my dad, going, "What the fuck has he just done there?"
Yeah, that's what it was.
Like that. It was just brilliant. Absolutely. And even to take that shot into the roof of the net the way he does, like 9 times out of 10, you'd expect him to go across the goalie, and he's just swatted it as hard as he can. And that's what I love to see in a striker. Don't be too picky in what you're going to do. Just whack it towards the goal, and it's phenomenal, mate.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I just sorry, you go
on. Go on, mate.
No, go on, sorry.
It just reminded me of that finish by Jota. I was half thinking to myself, should he have saved it? But then I thought to myself, it's all right saying that when you watch the replays because it's dead slow motion. But if you think of the speed he hit that, it reminded me of when we played Newcastle, the 4-3, and I can remember Les Ferdinand did it to David James. And James just flashed his arms up, doesn't it? And it goes straight between him. So I just think it surprised him that he took the shot early, and it surprised him that he went for the near post, like Jay says. So, fabulous finish from Jota. And again, his goal record's starting to get a little bit scary as well.
I love that celebration as well. Fucking great, that.
Again, I think he's a bit of a wind-up merchant, him as well, So he's going to go. I mean, he goes down well with the fans anyway, but he's going to be one who's properly loved in a couple of years' time.
He's tough now. He's already done enough.
Fair point.
Hasn't he got a song, Jack?
No, we were singing. We gave him the Suarez song yesterday in Hotel Anfield. His name's Diogo Jota. He wears the famous reds, and that went off like it went well.
Yeah, I was going to say. I thought I've not heard one.
He needs a song. He needs a song.
No, I'd love him to get Torres one. Get that back in the ground. That bounce.
Oh yeah.
No, but you'll end up singing Torres by accident. You love him still.
I do, yeah.
Now I was watching. I rewatched the game before because obviously why wouldn't I? And then I watched the LFC TV like after match show, whatever they call it, and they had McAteer and Jay Spearing on it, and they were saying it reminded them of Bergkamp's goal against Newcastle. The way he's took it, the way he spun with it, it just had no right. Said like the ball was behind him as he was turning, and just how he's managed to do it was just unbelievable. But that's just what he's got in his locker. He's got different qualities than the rest of our forwards, and it's a great other option to have with the other front three.
Who was it that was saying the other day? What footed is he?
It was us on here.
I don't know what foot.
Yeah,
Was it us?
I said it. I said, is he left or right foot? I don't know. You don't know what foot he is. And that's exactly Jota. I mean, he can shoot with his left. He can actually head the ball really well. He's scored a couple of belting headers as well.
Yeah, he's great in the air, like.
Yes, he's just an all-round brilliant striker, isn't he? But again, that change of positioning and the versatility and the fucking agility to just get away from Alan there. And the Evertonians are saying, don't get too excited. Dan Allen's shite, lad. He fucking loved him last year, and he's absolutely rolled him.
And he's definitely not shite, Alan, like, to be fair. Like, most of the Everton players are, but he's one who's not. You don't, the way, when he was at Napoli, he was unbelievable. And he should be at a bigger club than Everton.
I think they missed that Decore. He's there like they missed Decore and they missed that Mina at the back. And obviously they have got quite a lot of players that you can't fault that. You know, Calvert Lewin. They have got good players. Just got a shit squad. But Rafa needs to get the fuck out of there, basically.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I just need to get out of there. I'd come back to China if I was in. You know, rather have 11 Chinese people running around for me than Evertonian players. You know, but
yeah,
it is, isn't it?
One player I do want to just point out as well is Andy Robbo. I think we said it. I think before you and Craig joined us on the pod, we said it. Like, Robbo was looking poor this season. Tsimikas come in, done a good job. Robertson looks like he's hungry again. He looks like he's back to his best. And I've seen something on Twitter saying, this is why you have a squad. Tsimikas has come in and done absolutely brilliant. And Andy Robbo's come back and gone, shit, I've got genuine competition now. I need to up my game. And it's the same way Henderson's done the same. Ox has come in, done a good job. And then the rest of the midfield have gone, shit, I need to up my game here. So, testament to the signings that we've made. It's great because we're getting our best players back to their world-class levels that we know they can hit.
I said about Robbo, though, sometimes you can burn yourself out. You can want to play as much football as possible, but sometimes it takes its toll on your body. You're out a yard slower and you're not making the same runs because your fucking brain's telling you not to. It's that little bit week or two out that he's had. It's probably done the world of good, and he looks fucking possessed. He looks hungry. So, yeah, I don't know. He's gone up a gear, and he's got another gear to go, and he's still the best left back in the world. So, fuck me, if he goes up another gear, you'll never see nothing like him again.
No, absolutely. I think, yeah, it was he was another level last night. But like Neil said at the start, everybody was at least an 8 out of 10 last night. It was just that type of performance. One thing I do just want to talk about a little bit. Obviously, 12th minute, we had the both sets of fans doing the applause for Ava White. Now this has sort of caused, weirdly, it's caused controversy on Twitter with Blues because the Liverpool fans sang "You'll Never Walk Alone" during it. Now this is what me and Jay have had fucking shit on Twitter with today, because they're trying to make it out that it was disrespectful that the fans sang "You'll Never Walk Alone" when it's been sung in unity and in, you know, in strength, if you like, with Ava's family, and they just can't understand it. They're just trying to point score again, really, with it, and it's just fucking. It's like you said before. It's what they like. The vile.
Do you know what I thought that? I heard them booing when we started singing it, but don't they understand that we did that for Ava in the previous game against Southampton and sang "You'll Never Walk Alone," which was so emotional.
Yeah.
Because we knew the message was to Ava's family that they will never walk alone. That was what the message was, that we stand with them. So if they are saying that, that just goes to show you everything about that football club. If that's what they're pulling out on such an important issue, that we're having to talk about that rather than how lovely it was for another 60 seconds of putting your heart and soul into such a sad thing that happened. It's just unbelievable.
That's it. They'll use anything to point score. They'll try anything. Say that they basically say they're defending the fact that they booed during the minute applause because they were booing our song. Someone made a comment saying, "You were advertising your own fan base around the world by singing "Never Walk Alone." Like we're not the biggest club in the world anyway. Like we need to do that. I just can't get my head around them. Say
Oh.
the words sung and You'll Never Walk Alone, Walk On with Hope in Your Heart is a message to Ava's family. And we sing it at every minute's applause for every loss connected with the city and the club. We've done it for Hillsborough, we do it for ex-players, we do it for fucking soldiers. That's what we do. We send the message of love and unity to those grieving. And if you can't accept that for 60 seconds, mate, you're tapped in the head.
Well, Jay, do you know what it is? It's like you said, it's when you can't beat us at football, you just try and beat us any other way possible. So it goes back to when we played Man City here in the Champions League. I know for a fact that it wasn't our fans throwing bottles to that bus. I know for a fact it wasn't. Because you know, I just don't believe that we've not done it I've been to about 20 coach welcomes. We've not done it in the 19 of them. So I just think sometimes that you've got to be careful. Because you remember that the firework that was set off at the Liverpool building, that turned out to be a Burnley fan. I think sometimes we get absolutely, you know, because we've got such a spirited fan base, such a class fan base, such a great song. I think it's just jealousy, hypocrisy, and it's just absolutely spying us off of the things that get thrown at us as a fan base.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Like I say, don't want to talk too much about Everton fans really, but I felt it was important to bring that up because we need to get that message across. That's what it was. Like Jay said, the words are walk on with hope in your heart, and that's all we're trying to convey. So yeah, the message is being twisted by Everton fans. And the thing is, you both, well, maybe, I don't know how much you're active on Twitter, Neil, but Jay, you'll know it yourself. Anytime there's a chance to give shit at Liverpool, fans from every other club around, not even just the country, around the world, are all in there giving us shit as well. No other fan bases actually give us shit for that. So that proves that it's just the Everton fans trying to make it out to be something that it's not.
Yeah, the High Horse FC, they're an absolute embarrassment, honestly. As I say, they say to us, we stand shoulder to shoulder with Hillsborough and that, but in the same breath, they sing murderers at us, they sing always the victim, never your fault. There's lads caught on video as if they're getting crushed by a cage yesterday, and they're pushing walls down. They're fucking sick in the head, mate. They're tapped, and it's growing. The hatred's growing. You've got kids at 12 singing about Heysel. I haven't got a fucking clue what happened. And you know what I do love is that on an Everton podcast, or someone from the city done a podcast just a few weeks ago, and an Everton fan went on there and he said, like, the Evertonians aren't going to like this, but we were at Heysel. Everton went with Liverpool to Heysel. So there was both sets of fans in that stadium that night, in that end where the tragedy happened. So they need to fucking come to grips with. They were there as well. So if we're murderers, so are they.
Yeah,
it's just fucking stupid.
I can't believe we're still talking about it, for God's sake. I mean, I was born in 1984, and I'm too old for it, more or less, you know, nearly, you know. So what's this new? The new fan base shouldn't even be hearing about Heysel. Honestly, Hillsborough's a big issue in the city, but like I say, 12-year-olds singing songs you know nothing about. It's gone beyond football now. It's stupidity, and it's just what it is it'd be totally different if Everton were a good side. If Everton were winning trophies and Everton were in league title races, none of this would be happening. We'd be singing nothing about Heysel. We'd be singing nothing. It would be good. It's pure toxic jealousy and hatred. Now, I've never seen a fan base that hate each other as much as they hate us. In fact, I have actually. My dad's side of the family, Rangers and Celtic, they hate each other that much. Yeah. Everton, I mean, it's exactly the same with Rangers and Celtic. You know, one will sing a sectarian song, and then the others will do it, and it's politics, and it's just a load of nonsense. But it just goes back to the fact that they are just completely jealous of Liverpool Football Club. Everything. That's why they want this new stadium, because this one dwarfs over theirs. It makes theirs look like a car shed. You know what I mean? They can't handle. And then there's another thing as well. Oh, only Scousers support Everton. Absolute nonsense. Go on their website and have a look at how many worldwide supporters clubs they've got. They've got supporters clubs all over the pissing world, from Norway, from Singapore, from everywhere. You wait until they get that new stadium. Who do you think is going to be going there? The County Road boys? I doubt it. They'll be all the boys straight from the other side of the world, and they'll have it. The only reason that's because they're not big enough yet. And all it is, again, with them is it's just something to throw at us. But, you know, we battered them 4-1. Biggest defeat in 30 years, up the fucking red. Simple as that.
That's what's ironic about it. They spray painted 39, the number 39, representing the Italians that lost their lives at Heysel. And it's 39 years since we beat them. So, again, they're like self-destruct FC. Everything they
Can
do,
we replay it?
fucking destroy them. It's great. They're
Awesome.
fucking horrible.
No, it was just like you said, yeah, the vile again. We can repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. It's never gonna not be true, but also it's fucking just funny to laugh at the minute. So next game, let's have a little talk about that. So we've got Wolves on Saturday. Always a bit of a difficult place to go, Molyneux. New manager there, Jose Sarr, I think, or is that the keeper? I don't know. I get confused. But you've got it's a different team than what Nuno had. You look a bit more assured of themselves defensively, not quite as threatening going forward. So be a tough game, but I still expect us to put at least 2 past them to keep this record-breaking run going. How do you see the game going, Neil?
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I've not seen too much of Wolves this season. I can't remember them being on the telly that much, on Sky.
No.
They haven't, have they? They haven't. I've not really seen much. But I've heard they changed the system. They don't play the same as Nuno did, and that's Conor Cody was part of a back three. They're more expansive, which means they've scored more goals. And I'm surprised I didn't realise they were doing so well in the league. They're actually right up there. So it's going to be a difficult one. But again, I don't care who we're playing. You can preview anyone. Preview anyone in the world at the moment. I've never, and I'm not just being cocky here because I used to hate Man United fans for that. But now I know what they must have felt like actually, because I just don't care who Liverpool play anymore. They can have this up front, that up front, play 4 at the back, 3 at the back, 5 at the back, 10 at the back. We're going to beat them. Simple as that. All right, we can have the off day like we did against West Ham, but then again, I like having the off day sometimes because like you said about Robertson needing Costas to keep him awake, keep him going. Sometimes a little bit of a bump in the road can keep you sharp and focused. And I think West Ham's done that. If you look at the response since West Ham, we don't have many bumps in the road. Forget the pandemic season when we lost 5 in a row. I was talking to an Evertonian about that today. No fans, no soul, and that was lifeless. That's why I really, really want us to win the league this season because you've got Man City singing about Steven Gerrard yesterday, which is embarrassing. About him slipping against Denver Bar. So I hate Man City with a passion more than any fan base, in fact, along with Everton now, in the world. And I just think to myself, Wolves, yeah, they've got the lad up front, Jimenez. All right. Coutinho's decent in midfield. Ruben Neves, I've liked him for years, actually. I actually wanted Liverpool to go for him, but he's sort of quieting down. Adama Traore, I've always been a sort of a fan with him, and I've heard that if we can get him in cheap, that'd be good. But then I was put this to a question the other day. Who would you take out of Alan St. Maximin and Traore? And I'd take St. Maximin every time.
Yeah, that's St. Maximin.
They don't need the money. They don't need the money for whatever. So I don't know. I haven't seen too much of Wolves, just to be honest with you, mate. But I don't fear no one. Bring on anyone.
No, same. You got any thoughts about it, Jay?
I'm the exact same as Neil. I don't really look at the opponent team anymore. I just know if Liverpool are playing, we're going to win 90% of the time. So, yeah, I don't take much interest in who we're playing, the setup or the team. I just know Liverpool are going to turn up for 11 players better than theirs. And hopefully we play that football. Don't get me wrong. I think they have gone a bit more defensive and they'll play tight defensively. So it'll be hard to break them down. But again, I think that midfield with them fullbacks and that front three, mate, you can break down anyone.
Yeah.
Let them play with 12 or 13 players and I can still see us scoring too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I mentioned it just then, but I don't think much has really been made of this record-breaking run on of at least 2 goals in 18 consecutive games. It's a new record. It's never been done before. So it just shows the level we're playing at.
Well, we've won 3 in a row, 4-0 as well, which is getting close to a major record as well.
Yeah. No, we're performing on a different level at the moment. Chelsea had the little stumble, only just about. I can't remember who they played the other night. I think it was Watford. Yeah, they had the little stumble there, nearly anyway. City, I don't think it was that convincing against Villa from what I've heard. So, we're putting 4 past everyone, it seems, and they're struggling with the little wins, and eventually it's going to catch up to them if they keep playing like that. They're not going to be able to ride the luck every single game like that. So, yeah, it's the league at the moment. I mean, the top 3, all 3 of us are head and shoulders above the rest of the league. It's not fair, really, is it? Let's be honest. But I think if we carry on in this vein, there's absolutely no one stopping us.
I think as well. I think both the three teams are a few injuries away from a disaster as well. I think if City lose a few of their stars, or Chelsea lose, or us, it could be fucking season defining. So hopefully, one of them lose a couple of players soon. We could do it then, dropping points now. I just see we go a level ahead, but they're still pipping around us.
Yeah.
So we could do it then, dropping points soon.
I'm hoping Manchester City's desperation for a European Cup takes their eye off the game a little bit, and that just makes them switch off a little bit. You know, on what they say on the games returning back from the Champions League games. So when we get to the knockout stages of the European Cup, I want Man City to go all out, because they are gonna go all out for the European Cup. That's the one they want. They've won a few leagues now, and I'm hoping they just switch off. You know, on the game coming back from the Champions League games, and they just drop a few points. Now, we've got to go to detail. I looked at the fixtures the other day, and unfortunately, the two games against Chelsea and Man City are away. But having said that, we're a great side, so we don't fear going anywhere. But I actually do think that I've got a feeling Chelsea will fall off the pace. I don't know why. I think that. I just think I just think they will. I don't know. It's just a gut instinct. I mean, I could be wrong. Man City, I think we're going to go toe to toe with right to the last game this season. I'm going to call it out now. I think the league will be going right down to the final game. I really do.
Yeah, certainly setting up that way at the minute.
I don't think I could take it.
It's happened before. hasn't it? It went down to the final game. It's Wolves, isn't it, for us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're just, as I say, we're complaining. That's not even a word. We're just playing better than anybody else in world football right now. So long may it continue. Obviously, Wolves is away, so I don't think we're going to be able to get any footage from there. But all things being well, Jay, you should be in Milan next week, shouldn't you?
I should be, lad. They let us fly. Everything sorted. Got me test booked and that. So, yeah, I'll come to you live from the San Siro, hopefully, lads.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Hopefully, they let you go. But look, it's a great time to be a Red right now. We're buzzing. Fucking get to go into work. And to be fair, I don't work with that many Blues anymore. They all work from home. So I imagine they'll all be making sure they're still working from home for a few more days.
It kills me that it's sort of shite. So it's sort of expected. So the banter buzz has sort of gone for me.
You're so right saying that. I said that to my mate this morning. He's a big Blue. Now, this is a funny story actually. My best man at my wedding, Mike, is a big Blue, and I've known him 11 years. And when he beat us last season, that was the first time since I've met him that he'd ever seen Liverpool beat us, right? Sorry, Everton beat us. And this morning doesn't feel any different. I'm used to waking up on the day after a derby without worrying about like losing and stuff like that. So yeah, it is. It's got past the point of banter now. It's actually, you kind of feel sorry for them. Feel like you're bullying someone. You're not bullying them. You're just absolutely terrorising them. You know what I mean? you know, that's why I know I'm not a Scouser, and maybe it means more to you boys, but that's why I always look forward to Man United. I love Man United games.
Well, I've felt like Man United's our derby for years. That's where I feel.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
And Man City's the same now. I feel the same with them. They knock me. I hate them. I feel sick when we play the Manchester sides. Everton, it's one of them. It's you see them more, but they go hiding. And I've had mates over the years when we both got to Wembley and stuff like that. The banter we had was fucking unbelievable. He robbed our garden home and took it to Goodison and everything, to trophy room to see the clock. But the banter we had was superb when we were toe to toe with David Moyes' sides and that. But it's all died. It's gone. It's either complete nastiness on their side or they're not interested whatsoever. And it's fucking sad, really. But I used to say I don't want them to go down because I've missed the banter, but fucking relegate them fuckers now because the banter's gone.
Yeah, well, I was in the bookies putting the football on for the game before the Everton Liverpool game. And I was next on the machine next to an Everton fan, and he goes, "Are you watching it later?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I was like, just put my football on, and that he said, "Yeah." He said, "I'll just put a treble on." He said, "I got used to beat us." For fuck's sake!
Imagine doing that though. Like,
He's on the machine putting Liverpool to beat Everton. He's a fucking Everton fan, and for fuck's sake, that's how you everything.
He's the only one who stayed for the 90 minutes.
He was celebrating. He was on the pitch with Rafa when he's celebrating. No, but imagine.
Sorry, you called that T-shirt right as well. The fella who made the Lowry T-shirt for United has brought the Everton one out with the 4-1.
Yeah.
It's on. It's his name's Paul. Go on proper tease.
Oh shit!
Proper
I forgot
tease.
about that. Yeah, on the last podcast, I said I can. Can you imagine if that happens again, where they leave early and
He's done it again.
He made it straight away, and it's out. It's fucking boss. So get on him on Twitter, everyone.
I'll tag it in a bit, Neil, so you can have a look at it. It's unbelievable.
I'll get myself one of those over collection, like.
But yeah, could you imagine though? Like, could you imagine going in the bookies and actually putting a bet on against your own team? Like, I couldn't even write it out and then throw it away.
I've done that in my life, and I'm 36. I've never ever betted it. I've hated the fact that I've put a bet on with Liverpool on it and they've let me down. That's happened a few times, but I've never ever betted against Liverpool to lose.
Imagine what it's like going the game as one of them with no hope, no desire. You know you're not going to win anything. You know you're going to sit there and do your fucking team for 90 minutes. It must be. I text the lads in the group chat. They're all bitter, horrible cunts. What's your initial feeling before you go to the match? And the only word that come out was dread. So imagine that. You're wasting 40, 50 quid a game to fucking hate your life. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant.
It was on the radio this morning that one of the Evertonians that left after 19 minutes was from Northern Ireland. You know, Scouse and that, you know what I mean? And
I've seen this one.
He actually flew over with his 12-year-old. He had his kids with him and walked out and left his kids in their seats. And he said it cost him £1,000, right? The ticket, the travel, everything. I mean, it's kind of not thinking your team's going to win and leaving after 19 minutes. This guy comes all the way from fucking Northern Ireland and leaves his kids in the seat. Unbelievable.
Fucking great. I loved it.
Honestly, and this guy wasn't a wind-up. He was proper. Even Jamie O'Hara on the radio was going, "What are you serious?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm not having this. It's embarrassing." Embarrassing's you leaving the fucking ground after 19 fucking minutes. Mate. Oh, mental.
Oh, crazy. They're a different breed. It's been said many times before, and
my cousin got off the ground. My cousin, Alan got off, Jay. Alan got off from the match and phoned the other cousin who's a Liverpool fan. 20 minutes in, asking for a lift back home to Verzachley.
It's just the special. Fucking hell. I work with someone. I don't know if you've seen him on Twitter, Scouse Ricey. He's got the fucking Angry Bird as his picture.
Do you know what? I haven't seen him, you know.
I work with him in anyway, right? And to be fair to him, he's bitter, but like he knows what he's doing on Twitter. He's doing it for the wind up and that. And he blocked the podcast, even though he knew it was me. Like, to be fair, but some of the shit he comes out with on there is comical. And him and his brother, he's got a twin brother who I'm not going to mention because he's a cunt. But nah, he is, honestly. Just fun to laugh at them. I love it still.
Like you said, it's not every Everton fan we're calling out here. Because like I say, my best mate, he's not like that. And even Tony Bellew, I quite like him, you know. He says it how it is. He says Van Dijk's a phenomenal defender. He's not a bitter. But 99% of them I reckon it's an illness. They need to get some tablets off the doctor.
It is. It's blue shite-itis, isn't it?
Bitter sauceness, yeah.
And they're all Tory grasses as well. For some reason, every game with Liverpool, they phone or fucking contact the police. Have you seen that Tory bitch?
Yeah, Deborah.
He tagged the police asking if they could do something about her eyes streaming because of the flares the Liverpool fans set off. Fucking lunatic.
Oh my god.
Well, that Pablo on Twitter put a little compilation video together of the Tory of like the Busy Blues and put the fucking Bill music behind it.
Did you see the video I sent you earlier about the bloke screaming that we're an afterbird?
Yeah, that was fucking class. Just the gift that keeps on giving.
So if they paid their rent, they could have been us. It's fucking our ass, isn't it?
No, do you know what my dream is? That Rafa goes and they appoint Ollie. Ollie's at the wheel. Ollie's at the wheel. And appointing Solskjaer.
To be fair, they'll probably think it's an upgrade. They're used to getting United's hand-me-downs, aren't they? So
I miss them gifts. Every time Man United lost them gifts, you used to get the Solskjaer. Were fucking amazing.
Have you seen Darren Farley done a new one after the derby as well?
Oh yeah.
Fucking great.
He's a rapper, yeah. He's a rapper.
Oh, he's just it's just boss. Like the banter's gone, and to be honest, like you said before, Neil, it's like it's the newer fans who were bitter and horrible, and hate the team, but it's not, because I remember, well, I don't remember it, but I've obviously seen it since years and years ago, fucking 20, 25 years ago, when the Everton fans ran on the pitch and tried to fucking rag the shirt off Alex Nyarko's back. So they've been like that for years and years, and they just...
To say they've battered their own manager, they've attacked their own players, they've racially abused their own players, racially abused our players. They're just a horrible shower of bastards. And as you say, it's not all of them. I've got mates who are sound. I've got mates who are classes and dead calm. But I've got mates who'll sleep to the lowest lows of fucking hell just to wind you up. And but that is part of the banter. Derby week, it does sometimes go low. Goes low both ways. We've said shit to them. They say shit to us. But I firmly believe that the majority of their fans, they're envious of Liverpool Football Club. They're envious of our fans, what we see, what we witness, the memories we make, and they hate us more than they love Everton. And it's that simple. They fucking hate us more than they love Everton. And that's when you start going that way, you need to go and speak to Frank or go and see.
That is so fucking true, because I guarantee you, and I've bumped into fans, they've watched more Liverpool games than they've watched Everton.
Yeah, definitely.
I have spoke to Evertonians that have not watched their own team because that game means nothing. Everton are only going to finish 10th in the league anyway, but Liverpool's means it might be a Champions League spot, or it might be a final, or it might be a semi. So I'd love to know. I mean, that stat yesterday blew me away. We've won more games at Goodison than they have in the Derby. I mean, that's unbelievable. I reckon their fan base has watched more Liverpool games than they have Everton.
Wouldn't surprise me. But we said it last time, didn't we? You know, you look at them when we got beaten in Kiev, and they're all in the fucking Everton boozers with the Real Madrid tops on, like they support Real Madrid, like it's celebrating, waiting for them to lift the trophy as if it's their team.
Who congregates as a unit to go and watch your rivals? I've never seen that in my life.
I've never seen that in my life.
Like when Everton played Chelsea in the cup in Wembley, I went to the pub with my dad to watch it, but we didn't gather a fucking load of troops. We went and watched it with Evertonians in the pub. Didn't rally a load of troops. We didn't open fucking pubs for just Everton fans to go and watch their ride. Oh, it's fucking lunacy.
Here's the question I'd like to ask both of you, because I've done it. When Everton are playing a Man United or a Man City, and we need them, I'm actually going, come on, Everton, do us a fucking favour here, win. They wouldn't do that for us, would they?
No.
If we needed to beat a Man City for them to win something, would they they hate us that much? They'd never want us to win a fucking game.
They'd rather lose their own game. I think if they were in a predicament to beat Man City and finish fourth, but it won us the league, they'd lose.
They'd rather finish fourth.
They would. 100%.
Gotta say though, my dad's the same.
In that position, will they?
Gotta say, my dad is that way inclined though. Like, he won't want Everton to win no matter what. Like, he's just...
You're telling, if they won one game, the last game of the season, and it won us the league, telling you now he'd want them to win. He'd go and fucking shake all the players out.
I've asked him this question many times, and he says he wouldn't want... He'd want Everton to lose still. Like, I don't know if I fully believe him, but...
It's the same Aussie as them.
Yeah, I think Jay, what it is he's not been put in that position yet because Everton ain't good enough to fucking be in that position. That's the problem. But it's like it says, if we say, for example, we've got say, I don't know, Burnley at home last game of the season, right? Everton have got Man City at Goodison, right? And all we need is like Everton to get a draw. Jay's right. They throw the fucking game. We won't win it.
They would.
But it's the other way around. I mean, I don't know. Do you remember when Blackburn won the league? I think we beat Man United.
No, we had Blackburn in the last game of the season.
We beat Blackburn.
Yeah,
we beat Blackburn to cost them the league. I think Jamie Redknapp scored and was devastated because he thought he cost Blackburn the league, but Man United still dropped the points and they won it.
Yeah, that's it. So basically,
we the manager and he lifted the league at Anfield.
Yeah, we didn't do any favours. Yeah, exactly. We didn't throw the game though, did we? That's the thing.
No, did he?
That's the difference, isn't it? That's the mentality. We want to win every game.
We want to win every game. It's Anfield,
We want to win every game. They want to make sure that the game doesn't affect Liverpool. That's it. As long as the game doesn't affect Liverpool, they're happy to win. But as soon as it involves us in any way, shape, or form, they don't care. They'll fucking tell them. They'll be putting to the manager to fucking start Brett Angel and everything.
Brett Angel.
fucking just the walk. The
You're not heard the calls for Duncan Ferguson again. I bet he feels like a tired Superman. Like, for fuck's sake, every fucking 2 minutes, I've got to go and get his uniform off.
You know what? Right? Duncan Ferguson is only there. I said this to Jay a few episodes back before you joined us. Duncan Ferguson by now is only there because the seats at Goodison are removable and he's got to put them away every game. He's the only one who's asked to do it. That's all he's there for. He's just there to keep the place tidy. And he's not even fucking doing that well, is he? Let's be honest.
Yeah. But to be honest, they're all moaning about you need to get rid of the people who were there before the managers. Big Junk's been there for every fucking manager. But at what point are they going to go? He's a shit coach. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
But do you know what's weird about that? I actually thought they should have kept him in charge when he went on that.
I do.
They drew with Newcastle. They beat Chelsea and drew with Man United at Old Trafford, and then they get rid of him. I'm thinking, what the fuck?
But he gives them a little sense of what we go through every week with Klopp. A little bit of passion, a little bit of hope.
Yeah, you know the goal boys were jumping on him and that, weren't they? Yeah.
That's what you want to see. You don't want to see Rafa concede the fucking fourth goal and write it as notepad.
Well, he had that angry face Rafa yesterday. When he got really frustrated. But yeah, it was a great game yesterday. Great fucking win. Bring on Wolves. And who we got next after Wolves? We've got the Champions League again.
Milan, yeah.
Milan, yeah.
Oh, sweet. I know we're already through, but I love European nights.
Yeah. No, I'm expecting another strong team against Milan, to be honest. I think we want to get that. We want to finish the group strong, get the 6 out of 6, which would be nice. I don't think, not in my memory anyway, I don't think we've ever actually done that. So that'd be a nice little thing to do. So
I
don't think anyone has. Has anyone ever?
I can imagine like the dominant Barca teams and like Bayern Munich maybe the other year when they won it.
Even the dominant Barca teams were always good at home. They were never that great away. I'm going to check that out after we get off this podcast.
Yeah, that's better.
But so it'd be nice to get that done.
I don't think it's been done.
I don't think it's been done either.
But I'll get a few videos together for you from the San Siro. Hopefully we fucking get in.
Yeah,
get those photos. That's going to be knocked down at the end of the season, isn't it? It's one of them stadiums.
Yeah. It's going to be a brand new stadium. So hopefully you get to go there, lad, because it's your last chance.
It's been on my bucket list for fucking years.
I'm not surprised. It's a great stadium.
It's a dead rubber game. We're through, but hopefully it's an iconic stadium. The players will want to play there. Play a decent team, and go at them. Hopefully, fucking tear them apart, and Porto do Atletico, and them cunts go out as well.
Well, you've got to think,
that'd be nice.
Going to the Ballon d'Or and all that, Salah's going to want to score goals in the Champions League to get his Ballon d'Or stats up. So,
yeah.
I mean, I think that, you can't sit. Listen, this is Milan. I remember when we played Real Madrid and Gerrard and that was fuming. He was on the bench of the Rodgers. The lads who want to play in this game is at the San Siro. It's an iconic stadium. This is where the Maldinis and the Ronaldos and all that have played over the years. You know what I mean? Not the Portuguese Ronaldo, the great Ronaldo, the Brazilian. For Inter and that. So if I was a player now, obviously it's Klopp. I want to play. I want to play in the San Siro.
Again, we discussed the last time.
Interested to see the lineup.
We discussed momentum as well, didn't we? I think.
Yeah, momentum. I'd play Canate instead of Matip. Keep Matip fresh. I like that about Alan McCoy's commentary. In fact, it was the co-commentator that said it. Isn't it great to see Matip back, fresh, non-injury free?
He's right. At the moment, he's right on par with Van Dijk. And it doesn't get mentioned.
He's unbelievable. He doesn't get mentioned because there's no price tag. That's what it is. Because he's a Bosman.
Yeah,
that's all it is. I think money sometimes makes people a Galactico. So basically, Van Dijk's got the class and the defensive skills, but he costs 75 million, so he's a huge player. A Bosman centre back. I think Matip is probably in the top 5 centre backs in the world.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's up there. Definitely, he's been phenomenal, and I think we've talked about it before. The game management with him this season has been second to none. It's been absolutely fantastic, and we're doing it with Thiago at the minute. We're giving him 60 minutes, and we're taking him off. It's how we've got to do it after last season. I think Van Dijk, he's looked fine for the most part since he's come back, but we've got to remember, but he is still. But what we've got to remember is he still is coming back from that big injury. So I think there's got to be a game coming up soon where we can afford to give him a rest as well. Maybe in the San Siro.
Leicester in the Carabao. You can have a break from that one.
Yeah. I'd even say in the San Siro, to be honest, go Canate and Matip.
He won't play the San Siro.
But Virgil van Dijk wants to play in the San Siro, and you can't turn professional footballers. That's what they play football for. Do you want to play in big stadiums?
Yeah, but Klopp's a tough manager where he'll go. He's always said this, and he said he goes with what the medical people say. So if the medical people say Van Dijk needs a rest, then whether Van Dijk says it or not, I think Klopp goes with his medical team. So that's why I don't think I'm going to stick my neck out here. I don't think Van Dijk will play in no way. Because what if he got injured? What if he got injured in the 6th game? Oh, no,
it's one of them.
I
think he'll play with Canate. I do.
I think it'd be Matip and Canate.
I'd like to see that partnership as well, because we know how good they are next to Van Dijk. It'd be interesting to see if they can both maintain the same level without Van Dijk there. And I think we need to see that.
Yeah.
Have you seen any videos from the Ragamuffin, Dave? The Matip song?
I haven't seen the Matip song, no.
Tamia, maka waka, His name is Joe. He comes from Africa. Fucking boss.
I hope that's their next single.
It's fucking good, you know. But when he gets it going, like, he's brilliant. He brought a few out today. Minamino as well. Minamino, here we go again. My, Charles Big ever let you go. Fucking
he's dead creative with them, Dave. To be fair, and you know we've spoken to him a few times, haven't we? And got his songs and all that. So yeah, top work. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully you can join for that one as well, because you missed him last time, didn't you? So yeah. Look, lads, it's been a pleasure again. It's always great to talk about Liverpool, especially after such a great win. And no doubt we'll get to do it again. Hopefully before you go to Milan, Jay, we'll try and get another one done.
Hopefully, lads. Before we go, just want to give that the blues.
Love it. Right, boys. Thanks very much. Take it easy. Up the Reds.
See you later.